How will you support small business and industry in our town?
What was the question? How will you support small business? How will I personally? Well, I've always supported local. It's just something that I feel is the right thing to do when there's great places and great services and products offered here. Why go elsewhere? I keep the money here, and then the money can stay here, and they can go and then support other local businesses. So that's what I would do.
Well, there's, not that I'm very much taller, but thank you. This council has achieved, and of course with COVID-19, we've got very creative in how to help small businesses. The restaurants especially took a biggest hit, I think, in COVID as an industry. So this past summer, we fast-tracked extra large patios when there was no indoor dining, only outdoor dining. So when a restaurant had their application in by 11 o'clock on a particular day, they had approval for their brand new patio by that afternoon. So that was a phenomenal thing I think the council accomplished. We had a relaunch grant that we gave to small businesses to help with the PPE and all the other restrictions the Alberta government put on them. We've waived fees and development fees for businesses and developers as well. So a minute, I could go on for about 20 minutes on that topic.
As I said earlier, I certainly recognize small and medium business are the backbone. The independent business, the boutique type operations, they help make a community unique. They help with the community development. They help bring people into the community in terms of residents, family, and hopefully keep us young and give us a talent pool for other business. One area certainly is tax fairness. I know when you look at residential tax, and it's a very contentious area, you look at the residential and business tax, certainly business pay a large portion of tax. It's not an easy fix. It's not something that happens overnight, but tax fairness certainly is one thing. Mr. Mayor referenced fees and so on as another lever or tool. And certainly just engaging with the businesses themselves, which, as I say, is what I enjoy to do, and finding out what they need.
Thank you. Well, it's pretty simple. It's shop local, folks. Because we've got some great businesses in this town, and we've got some great restaurants and places to go and see. So you have to remember that when you shop local, it is those places that you go to for the donations you ask for your minor sports teams and any type of event that you're holding. You're always asking for them to give back, so give to them, and that's going to support our community, and that's going to support our businesses. Thank you. Just a little. Thank you. Thank you for the question. It's shop local. That's exactly right. Every dollar you spend in town is dollars that remains here. So that's the number one thing. And one of the things that this council did was we formed a Economic Development Secretariat. It worked with businesses to find out exactly what they needed in order to reemerge from the pandemic. We provided those grants that the mayor had mentioned. We provided, we waived fees, and we basically extended any kind of tax period so that both residents and businesses had a longer period of time to pay their taxes. So we were very, focused on what we're doing for business. And the Economic Development Secretariat is allowing us to look at other businesses to bring to town, to bring in industries, and to grow. And they are developing a committee that will do just that, business attention and retraction. So thank you.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, it's almost like a ditto from my previous colleagues here. However, you're absolutely right. We have to shop local. We have many private, independent businesses in the town of Olds, and as my one colleague said, you know, a lot of the sports teams, they're supported by our local businesses, and so we have to support them as well. What we did also is we had many initiatives on reducing the red tape for our investors, developers, and residents. So in order to get permits done faster, we've reduced that. There's lots of fillable applications online so that you don't have to come into the office in order to get that done. We have shorter times for approvals of developments. And to ask the question to the developers, to the residents, to the investors, how can we help you make your project succeed is one of my thoughts. So I think going forward, we have, oh, she's cut me right off. We could go on forever.
Well, Kelly said something there that it's an easy but hard question, because the economy is the foundation of everything else that happens in our town. With a poor economy, we don't have the funds in our piggy bank to buy the things that we want for a town: good roads, parks, playgrounds, things like that. So the economy, if you'll see my literature online and in print over there on the table, the economy is the #1 issue facing every single community and every single family. I'm a small business owner here in town. I own a couple of businesses, including one that has been the hardest hit because of the pandemic. I own a salon. We've been shut down more than you can shake a stick at. So it's challenging, and I appreciate the efforts the town has done already in engaging us, in finding out what we need to help out, and that's the way to go, that level of communication into our economic forums. We've got 2 great organizations, the Chamber of Commerce and the Uptown Olds Association. These are business owners. They're the people to talk to when you want to talk about the economy and how we can work together with those businesses to make things successful. Thanks.
It goes without saying, a shop local, especially locally owned businesses, helps a lot, especially during this last 2 years. At the beginning of the COVID period, I actually hosted what we call a Zoom cafe, and it was a Zoom meeting for local businesses, 15 to 20 once a week, get together, discuss what was happening, who can help each other, and there was a lot of help amongst the businesses. And I think that's the important part, is being able to communicate with the businesses and understand what their needs are in the community. Sometimes we assume they are doing really well, but not really. They need our support all the way through good times and bad times, and it makes our economy grow as well. Thank you.
So folks, I'm trucking along here on these questions for these folks to answer for you, but I'm really hoping that it's going to generate some questions from you. I'll be bringing a mic out, and I'm hoping that you're going to ask some questions, because quite honestly, I can pick questions and these folks can talk literally all day on the topics that I've got here, but quite often you want to hear something different. So think of some questions that you can ask them, and let's challenge them.